So my name is Liza. I'm 25 years old. Currently, I live in Paris, but originally I'm half Ukrainian and half Syrian. I've been living in both countries before the war, of course. And now I end up in Paris. Let's see for how long.
That's good. When I was doing research, I obviously realized very quickly that you're Ukrainian. And
Yeah.
I found a fan page that's dedicated to you where they all think you're Spanish. So it's
Spanish. I think in my soul I'm Spanish because I'm a very open person and very happy. But no, I'm half Syrian and half Ukrainian.
How did you get into modeling?
Actually, I started modeling by accident. 5 years ago, it was when we moved from Ukraine to Spain. I was working at the store and it guest store. So I was actually happy, but of course you always wanted to be model. So I got noticed by Paul Marsan on Instagram and he invited me the first time 5 years ago in my first fashion show. And I think after that, I started realizing, okay, like if he put that much trust on you, so maybe you should try. So I think after that, I started to do shootings. I started to find good model agencies. But I think modeling, it was going well only the last 3 years. With COVID, after COVID, because before it was not that easy. Before it was more, not that much accepting curvy models as now. So I think now it's better.
Next question is, have you always wanted to be a model, or was there something else that you dreamed of when you were a child?
When I was a child, of course, I always wanted to be a model, very deep down. With my family, it needed to be very deep down because I grew up in the strict family. And my parents are doctors, my grandparents are doctors, so I knew that I don't have another choice. I was thinking that my life would be completely different from now. I was thinking I'm going to go to the good university, then work in Ukraine at the hospital, be a doctor, as all my family. But you know, destiny, it's really interesting. You never know where you're going to end up. So if something is for you, you cannot escape. In any country with any parents, it's impossible.
You know, I do kind of like that we're matching actually, because as a model, you're obviously very fashionable and very stylish. So if we're wearing the same outfit, actually it reflects quite well on me. So
no, but not in Paris. That's why I really enjoy living in Paris, because before I was living in Spain, and you know, Spanish people, they're always happy with a lot of colors, with a lot of prints. And me, I don't know if you saw Wednesday on Netflix, and she said, like, this is me, like, I'm allergic to colors. For me, in my wardrobe, you have black, white, a little bit, and beige. That's it. Like everything else I wear for work, but normally if you see the person that is wearing all black every day, it's me.
same.
I think it's that color. And in Paris, a lot of people are like you, so that's why I really enjoy being here.
What do you think Guess looks for in a model?
I think that Guess looks for in a model, it's to being healthy, to being as you are, because I'm working with a lot of girls and we never compete, we never have problem with each other because we know that they support us as we are. I remember 3 years ago, I had not very good model agency that they wanted me to become skinny. So it was a time that I was not working for Guess, like maybe 2 months. And then I remember well that when I was coming back and Paul Marciano saw me, he was like very mad and he told me, what's going on with you? Like, this is not you. You need to eat healthy and be as you are. Because of course, there is some people who eat healthy and they're very skinny, like some of our models. There is some girls that they eat healthy, but they're a little bigger than me. And he always tells, this is normal. This is how the God created you and you're beautiful your own way. So this is what I like about Guess, because they want to keep you as you are. They never tell you lose weight or put weight or, I don't know, change your hair color. Never. They want you as you are, that this is good. Of course, if you don't do something bad, for example, if you are always, I work for Guess 5 years and I'm always the same, and then suddenly I come 10 kilos less, he tell me, okay, what's going on? Or you're depressed or you have problem. So they know you as you are. So this is, I think, one of the good things in Guess. And another one, I always admire our boss because he's always trying to find the potential that no one else sees. He always tried to find some girls that maybe they're good, but no one want to work with them, like it was happening with me, that maybe you don't have experience, maybe you're not enough skinny or not enough curvy, like they want you to be someone else. And I remember also once we did the first test shoot for Guess, and of course, like I'm coming from the store, I don't know how to pose, like I'm, you know, in the middle of nowhere, so the pictures were not very good. And the last test shoot that we did, I remember Paul very proudly, he came with 2 pictures and he told me, from this, we did this. And I always knew it. So this is what I like also about him and about guests, because they have some vision in their head that they're putting into the models, and the model feel confident to try, to do mistakes, to try again, to do new shootings, to, you know, to be who she is, without someone telling her, oh, you know what, your hips are too big, or your hair is not the same color like it should be, you know. So this is what I really love in guests. And also I forgot to tell another thing about guests, that it's really very important that he create the family between us. So if you notice that all my campaigns I'm shooting with the same girl, that actually she's my best friend, you know, so he always tried to create the good and positive vibe between the girls. So it will not be like in another brand that you can see someone hating another one, trying to put another girl down. Like, no, we are family and we are friends, and we are, I don't know, really, really good friends. Like, I cannot imagine my life without speaking, I don't know, 6 times a day with my friend that I'm always shooting with. And it's strange because I don't think you can see it everywhere.
When I look at the photographs by guests for their campaigns, where my brain tends to go to is, it reminds me of pictures of, say, Monica Bellucci in the 90s in the Mediterranean and stuff, and it kind of reminds me of that. They have a great style.
See, woman femininity, how it should be. Like beautiful, confident, and also, like, for example, if you do some couple pictures, you can see that the woman is powerful that it's not a lot of men, you know, and the poor woman that, no, it's always opposite. It's like some men somewhere there, and there is 2 beautiful women, strong, beautiful, like they show that don't be afraid of who you are, don't be afraid of being a woman, of being sexy, of being beautiful. That's it. Don't try to be ill, you know. No, like, be how it is, because women have power.
What's quite interesting is, I think guests, from what I can see from their photos and from what I did with the research online when I was digging into it, was the people who were basically speaking about it, they were saying that basically they thought the models were sexier than your traditional size 0 models. And I think that's why there was quite a big fan group in the pages that I saw.
See, okay, it can be like this. Okay, we can be sexy, but if you also like read the book about women energy, woman cannot be not sexy. Like, she can't be not sexy. Even if she's elegant, she's sexy. For example, if you look at Angelina Jolie, she can be all dressed up, but she's sexy, even from far away, from TV, from pictures. She's like this. And why we don't need to show it? Like, why? So for men to be masculine and be strong, it's fine. And for women to be sexy, it's something wrong with it. Why?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the male models that I've seen in your campaigns, they are obviously very, very sexy men. And I think guests just have a really good eye for that and shooting in like such a classy way that these images are just phenomenal. Their work is amazing. What have been your biggest achievements as a model?
For me, it's the guest campaigns. This is the best, because even now, sometimes I go to some cafeteria and I can go outside, have coffee, and in the middle of nowhere, I can see the bus going with my pictures. You know, it's, for me, it's biggest achievement, because you can see a lot of billboards, a lot of magazines everywhere, because I think they put a lot of effort in advertisement. You can see it everywhere. Like, you can see it in TV, you can see it in airports, everywhere. So they really believe in the brand, they really believe in the pictures, really believe in you, because they will not advertise you if they don't believe in you, you know? So for me, I think this is the best. I remember, I think maybe the biggest one, it was the first time that I saw the huge billboard in Venezia, because it was huge, it was unbelievable huge. Like, you can see it from far away, from another part of Venezia. So I think it was this. In my home, I have a huge closet. It's full with Vogue, with Elle, with like best magazines around the world. I have them a lot. Sometimes I cannot believe that my closet is the size of the wall, and it's full with magazines, and they keep sending you more. So it's unbelievable to open the Vogue and see yourself there, and like, no, this is the dream come true. I cannot believe it.
The next question is, what is your favorite thing about modeling?
My favorite thing about being a model, I think it's, of course, traveling. because you have an opportunity to see different countries, to try different food, to see different culture, and of course to meet a lot of new and interesting people. And I think all this together give you an opportunity to grow up faster, to look at the world from a different perspective, and just to be able to experience all things that people need to have all their life to experience. You know, and also, to be honest, a lot of tips that you can use from the stylist and from the makeup artist from your normal life. For example, which product to use, how to dress, and what is the best for you. And for me, the best thing of being a model, of course, is the communication with other people, because I love people. I enjoy speaking with other people.
I was going to ask later your plans for the future and stuff. And I think there is this kind of thing where you can leap from modeling to being in movies and stuff. I mean, I remember I saw Hercules with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and they specifically chose a model for his wife. And yeah, I mean, if you can model, you will look good on camera. So I make films, but I'm also a photographer, and both transfer perfectly.
But also the photography for me, it's a little bit frozen. Like, this is your image, but frozen image. And movie, you can be who you want. You know, I started thinking about it when it was Halloween, and before I was living in Spain, I was not that open. I don't know. I believe that you have some connection with different cities. And in Paris, I feel myself completely free. And in Halloween, I decided that I'm gonna go blonde because now I'm gonna be blonde. And all of my friends, they told me that my attitude was completely different. So only the wig can change everything. So in the movie, you have an opportunity to shoot for months being different person. So this is why I like it, and I think I'm gonna try in January, because I get one offer to try. But it's a little bit scary because I speak 4 languages, and I speak bad in all the languages. Like, not bad, but I have an accent in all the languages. So honestly, I don't know how to start, because it's not easy with
Having an accent isn't necessarily a bad thing, though. I mean, if you look at your traditional action movies like James Bond, all of the female leads who are in these movies all have accents for a reason, and the reason is it's basically saying this man is so cool that he can be with women that are exotic from other parts of the world that are beautiful, because he's that interesting that he can attract women that are equally as interesting, which makes accents a huge bonus.
It's really interesting thought. I didn't think about it. And actually, yes, I got one offer of the movie, and it's kind of not James Bond movie, but yes, also this vibe. So now I understand why. So now I'm like, okay, okay.
I actually usually date women from other parts of the world, because it is just much more interesting to meet other people from different cultures and stuff and everything. It's, yeah, so I can see how it works in movies. Perhaps you should aim for being in the next James Bond movie.
See, but how to do it? I have no idea what to do. Like, you need to have an agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
I guess you could just say in interviews that you would like to be a Bond girl in the future. Now, if you look at the types of women that they've cast as Bond girls in the past, I mean, Monica Bellucci, you do have that kind of Monica Bellucci kind of model vibe about you. I mean, quite a few of the guest models do actually, and I think they obviously go for that look, and so that would be perfect casting. Perfect casting.
See, so it's gonna be my wish for the new year, because you always need to make a wish. 12 wishes, like in Spain, and they always come true. I think the first maybe 3 or 6, yes, and then the rest no. But the first 6 are important, always, every new year.
What tips would you give for posing in front of the camera?
Tips in front of the camera, I would say the first, of course, you need to really follow the work of the model that you like, just to know which poses you should do to become like her, or to be looking good in the pictures as her. And also the tip from me, that before working on camera, I think it's very important to try to do it before in front of the mirror. Actually, this is what I did after my first shoot. So I did my first lookbook, and I honestly didn't know what to do. So half of the shoot I was with the glasses because my eyes were like this, like without knowing what's going on, like what should I do now? And after that, you need to practice in front of the mirror, because the mirror give you the opportunity to see which side is better for you, this side, like how to act, how to move, like what is your strongest sides, and you need to use it. For example, me, I think it took me 2 or 3 weeks, and I was completely different person. I remember that this company called me again to do another lookbook, and they were actually amazed that it's completely different person. Now you feel confident. And also, I think that if you have the friend photographer or some photographers who are agree to take picture of you for free, I think after mirror and before some job, you need to spend time doing working on this, like doing pictures in front of the camera, even with your friends in front, like with the phone. It also can help you a lot, just to become more confident. And then if you're confident, you can do whatever you want. Because for me, posing, it's more like moving non-stop. It's a strange dance that only you understand, and everyone have different. So if you look at the big campaigns like Valentino, Versace, always the poses look that they captured the moment that it was, the girls didn't stand and pose, they were moving all the time. And then the photographer captured exactly the moment that he wanted. So for me, it's never stop. Like as you dance at night in the party, the same you do with the shoot. Like always try to do, even if you think that this is strange, you never know, maybe you're gonna become the next queen of posing. So just keep going, just do it.
What are your top recommendations for things to do or places to visit in Paris?
It's a not easy question because I live here only for months and I'm always traveling, but I think that living in Paris, having so many museums here, so many historical places, you cannot just sit at home. I think minimum twice a week you should go and book some museums and some excursions to just to know the history of Paris. Because for me, Paris, it's the most historical city that I've been in my life. Like I live here for months and I go 2-3 times a week to different museums, to like you know, when you meet the people like you, and then you book a huge excursion so they can tell you about the history. And for me, it's not enough. I still feel hungry to know more. Like I'm trying to watch movies, but it's not enough. I think living in Paris all your life, you will still find the places that you will think like, oh my God, how I didn't come here before. So Paris is the place that you never need to stay at home. Now I understand why all the apartments in Paris, they're like this small, because you never spend time at home. There is so many things to do. Even taking a normal coffee in Starbucks, maybe in different countries it's different, but here it looks like you're in opera, like you are in different place. So I agree that it's better to live in the small apartment in Paris than in a huge apartment somewhere that there is no point.
What do you think of the food?
The food, the food is fine, but after living in Spain, it's not easy to compare. I love food here, but maybe 1 or 2 days maximum. That's it. Like you cannot eat onion soup every day.
I
No?
used to spend a lot of time in Spain, and the Spanish food is amazing. But for some reason, we all say that the French food is delicious. Now, I'm going to quickly tell you a story, right? Just very, very quickly. It's quite disgusting, actually. Will I tell you? Yeah, I'll tell you. Right.
Yeah.
So the first time I ever went to Paris, I went there with my friend. We got off the plane. We saw this beautiful cafe in front of the hotel that we were staying in. We chose this like super nice 5-star hotel. In front of it was a beautiful cafe, and we thought this looks amazing. It had like many stories and stuff. We walk in, and we ordered a coffee. And we're looking at the menu, and my friend said, and he said, he was like, Greg, what did you do at school? French or German? Because that's all we got, was French and German. I was like, French, you? And he said, German. And he said, so can you tell me what these things are on the menu? And I was like, I left school. I think at the time I was like 32. So I left school like 15 years ago. And he was like, do you know any of these things? And I was like, that's bread, that's sausage with mustard. And I was like, this is that and that's that. And I was like, that's all I know. And he said, right. And he said, well, I suppose the safest thing to do is have the sausage with mustard, right? I was like, yeah, that's what I was ordering anyway, right? So our coffee turns out we ordered this sausage with mustard, right? Now, we start eating it, and the texture of this sausage is the most disgusting thing I have ever tasted in my life ever. It tasted nothing like a sausage. British people, we love sausages. it felt like there was a brain being chewed up in my mouth. It was horrendous. So my friend Googled what it was, right, after we'd eaten 3/4 of it, and he sat there, he's reading it, and he's like, sausage made from a pig's intestine and its anus.
Perfect.
Which is obviously its behind. And I was like, oh my God, we'd literally been in Paris for like less than an hour, and we just accidentally ate a pig's backside. How does that make French food the best in the world? I think the people of France have a lot to answer for here.
No, I don't agree. Like, this is not the best food at all. Like, no. But I need to tell you that, okay, when I first arrived, the first time it was in August to leave, I was with my friend, and he wanted to go to all these famous restaurants and famous places to go. To be honest, okay, it was not bad food, not great, but not bad. And now I live in area in Paris that it's everything only French people. Like, a lot of people don't even speak English because it's there for French people, not expensive, normal food. And this food is much, much better, like much better. I think in Paris, it depends where you go. Like, you need places where it's good, but not famous, that you can see on Instagram that everyone is posting, because you spend a lot of money for the thing that it's not, okay. And here, like, you can have the, I don't know, even brunch, you can find amazing brunch here, but it's not the same as you expect. Like, you don't know where you go. If you go to one place, it can be disgusting, and another one, it can be super good. So for me, French food, it's like, it can be better.